accidents they've had out there, off and on throughout the afternoon, because it's just so bad from there. Worse once you get on the western side of the tunnel out there.
So accent on the thorn then, right, Dave?
Yeah, that's a big thorn.
Yeah.
Look at all those tail lights.
You got to drive through that baby out there. We're still waiting on the snow around here, and there you see the mile-high tree behind me. We're going to add some snowflakes to that probably in a few hours after midnight tonight. So let's take a look at our Lookout Mountain camera here as we look over the city, and no flakes flying yet. Typically when these storms come over the mountains, you can see the flakes really good on this vantage point, and I'm sure we will maybe later tonight or tomorrow morning as those flakes get going. There's that look again, that same vantage point. That's west of the Eisenhower Tunnel there, and it's worse the further west you go. But once we get past midnight, we get a little upslope going from the east against the mountains. That's when things will really pile up. Look at Vail. Oh boy, they have already since in the last 24 hours, so since last night, piled up 11 inches of snow up that way. And they are in now what is an avalanche warning for the Grand Mesa, the Flat Tops, pushing through the Central Mountains down to parts of the San Juans, and also for the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. Avalanche danger in those areas, 4 out of 5 in the backcountry. Avoid backcountry travel and out-of-bounds skiing if you can. I think if you were planning to do some snowmobiling now through Thanksgiving holiday, I would put it off till maybe Friday or the weekend if you can, because it's going to be rough. A lot of moisture just shooting right out of Southern California here, along with some storm systems, and now we got cooler air dropping in on top of that from Nebraska and Wyoming, and that should make it into Denver overnight tonight. Now, already you can see the snow in the mountains, but we're seeing just in the last few frames here a little bit of rain starting to develop here in the northeast, and that'll spread out and move back into the Denver metro area. Now, once we get an upslope going with that cold front coming through later tonight after midnight, I think right about 3 o'clock in the morning, that'll probably really get going here. We'll start to see some snow around Denver, the Palmer Divide, the Front Range here during the morning rush. There'll be a little break probably about 9 a.m. and then another surge after that all the way through the lunch hour before everything starts to move on down to the south. But I think by tomorrow night, we should see things clearing out and left behind a cold Thanksgiving on our way. So winter storm warning again, 1 to 3 feet expected by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, I should say. 10 to 20 Summit County all the way up into Winter Park, and about 4 to 12 on the higher areas of the Sangre de Cristo. Now closer to home here, our foothills in and near the foothill locations. So Douglas County, Elbert County, Jefferson County, about 4 to 8 inches of snow here. In Denver up to Boulder, about 2 to 4 inches in some of those areas. And most of that will come during the rush hour tomorrow. If you're not in one of those areas, like further north, probably Fort Collins, Greeley, into Brighton, a trace to an inch for some of you guys out here, and maybe 1 to 2 the further east you go as well. So overnight lows tonight, chilly night. We'll be in the 20s and teens across the state. Highs tomorrow, everybody 30s to low 40s, so chilly across the state. And again, don't forget that avalanche warning in the backcountry areas. Avoid them if you can. By Thursday, though, clearing out in 36. We're in the 40s and 30s Friday on into the weekend. There's just a slight chance of some moisture on Saturday, but it's a small one. And I'm not even worried about that right now. So be safe if you're driving anywhere tonight or tomorrow morning. We'll be right back.